We're live?
We are live?
Hey guys!
Yeah,
Welcome to the Jenna Wolf Show.
It's not great.
Crime in New York City has made sure that we have as much distractions as possible. I am back in New York, where I belong, because apparently as of late when I leave New York, bad things happen. Last week I was telling you about how I got stuck in the Denver airport for like 13 hours, at which point at the end of the 13 hours I had full-blown bronchitis and had to go to the hospital, still stuck in Denver, missed the connecting flight. It was an absolute disaster. I thought, what could possibly be worse than that? This week, Steph and I went to Anguilla. Have you been to Anguilla, the most beautiful island in the Lesser Antilles? You fly into St. Martin, you get on a boat, you boat over to Anguilla. It is white beaches and crystal blue, gorgeous, fantastically refreshing waters. The food is perfect. Everything was wonderful. We were having the best time ever. And then we got there on Thursday. Friday morning, I was working Stephanie out. That's exactly how it went. She's like, I'm going to go for a run. I say, why go for a run when you have a personal trainer at your beck and call? So we were at the end of a workout. We did it. You could see on Instagram, I was doing these beautiful poses, and it was just absolutely lovely. The end of the workout, there was a cement slab, probably hip high. And I said, okay, let's just finish it off with like a nice plyometric hop. So I want you to put your hands on the big bench, big cement slab, and I want you to try to kick your legs up to the right and then kick your legs up to the left. To which she responded, I don't think I can do that. To which I responded, of course you can do that. It's mental. It's mental. It's mind over matter. You can do that. She said, I don't think I can. I said, yes, you can. She said, I'm not sure. I said, I am. She said, maybe I shouldn't. I said, you should. So she puts her hands up, first time swings her legs over, boom, knocks her shin against the side of the cement slab, rips off more layers of epidermis than I care to see and ever see again. And she's like squeezing it, screaming like, this is bad, this is really bad. I'm like, you're being so dramatic. Like, it's probably just a little tiny flesh wound. Let's all calm down. She's like, it's so bad, it's so bad. I know it's bad, I know it's bad. I'm like, how bad could it possibly be? It was a little tiny flesh wound. So she kind of ever so carefully removes her hand, and it was like, I mean. So I ran and I called security, and security comes over. And I was like, listen, if it's not bad, don't tell her, because I don't want her to get upset. If it's not bad, let's just, he's not even like, close to it. He's like, oh, that's bad. That's gonna need stitches. So he takes out a little hydrogen peroxide, you know, the crazy stuff we had as a kid that you put on a skin knee, and it was really cut. I mean, like, it was deep. Long story short, she needed stitches. He takes the hydrogen peroxide and goes psh, over her cut. Her poor thing, her eyes rolled to the back. No prep. Didn't warn her. Eyes rolled to the back of her head. Boom, and she's out. And I was like, so vacation is off to an amazing start. Long story short, they called the hospital. They sent over a surgeon or a doctor, whatever, and he had to stitch up her leg, so she could not go in the water for the next... She never went in the water. She went in the ocean the very first day we got there for like 5 seconds, and then she couldn't go in the water again. My fault. Mind over matter. 2 days later...
So this is the personal trainer advertisement?
So if anyone wants to train with me, my number is 917. Make sure you contact me. Mind over matter. But then God was like, listen, why should she be the only one suffering? Why is it that you don't suffer? You need to suffer. So 2 days later, I woke up in Anguilla, the most beautiful island in the world, with pink eye in both eyes. And not just like, oh, it's a little red. Does my eye look a little red? Is one small? No. Stevie Wonder could see how pink my eyes were. This eye was full-on swollen shut. It was like this. And this eye I could barely see. So I didn't understand what was happening, like how I could go to sleep fine and wake up with like severe pink eye. I was like, hey, Steph, are you there? What's happening? Where are we? I mean, the full-on had no idea. So I came back, basically with like blinders on. I looked like a horse sitting on the plane. She came back, her leg all bandaged up, and the third person we were with had strep throat. It was like the walking wounded. We came back, I went to the doctor. The doctor's exact words were, boy, I haven't seen such severe conjunctivitis like this in a long time. I was like, necessary? Not necessary. What do you think? How about just put me on some drops and we'll call it a day? Is that good? So that was a couple days ago. My eyes are all good now. I'm racing in a big Spartan race this Saturday that I signed Steph up for, because I figure that the couple that obstacle courses together stays together.
Somebody doesn't want a vacation with you.
No one should vacation with me.
That's Ben RJ.
Hey, Ben, you should know that the doctor told Steph the one race she's been looking forward to, she now can't run on Saturday. So if anyone wants to come
the Spartan race?
Race with me, it's one of those crazy obstacle course races.
Oh.
And I mean crazy in the most lovely, phenomenal way possible. There's nothing better about the word
Oh, Ben
crazy.
says he's just kidding. He will come with you.
Okay, I'll just, in 5 seconds or less, I'll tell you that Steph and I went to Barbados 2 years ago. We went horseback riding in our bathing suits. Why? I don't know. And we had pants on. Her horse went nuts, was like on Prozac, went crazy and took off, bucked Steph off the horse, dislocated her shoulder, cut herself down her forehead. That was my idea to do the horses. So to say that Steph is never going to go on vacation with me again would be an understatement, because she'll never go on vacation with me. That being said, everybody's back into the swing of things. Oh, and then this morning by mistake, I took a drowsy Benadryl because Steph said it was non-drowsy, or she thought it was. So I've been drinking a heck of a lot of coffee.
She's just been trying to get back at you, or
I think there's some bigger power that's trying to sort of get back at me. Anyway, that was
actually. How do you plan on making it up to her?
Okay, so that's funny you said that. So last night I was going to cook dinner. I don't cook. There are very few things that I don't do really. There are very few things that I don't do average. I don't do cooking at all. I've never used a stove. I'm really terrible at it. So I went out and I bought these vegetables, and on the package of the vegetables it said Asian stir fry. And then I got some shrimp. So let me tell you how many things I did wrong in just making those 2 purchases. One, I said, Steph, I'm making Asian stir fry for you. She's like, where's the sauce? I said, well, what do you mean? It says Asian stir fry, so we're good. She goes, those are just cellophane packed vegetables. I'm like, it says, and I showed her the package, Asian stir fry right here. She goes, you really are something else. I was like, well, I got shrimp. She's like, can I see the shrimp? I take it out. She goes, these shrimp are already cooked. I was like, yeah, what do you want? She's like, you bought already cooked shrimp and you just basically bought vegetables. I'm like, dinner's on me. So that didn't work. So I was thinking of getting her some art, which is going to be wonderful since I have someone on today who is going to teach me about art, because I think Steph wants to re-sophisticate me. Is that a verb? And she's going to try to make me a little bit more sophisticated. Because right now the only art we have in our house are pictures of our darling children. Oh. And one picture of a helicopter shot of Jones Beach on the busiest day of the year, which I thought was the coolest thing, and I had to have it. Thank you very much.
I'm a South Shore girl.
You are going to meet somebody soon who knows everything there is to know about art. Not like me, whose only sense of art was one episode of Family Ties in 1987 where Alex P. Keaton bought a Picardo instead of a Picasso and was like, I know art. That's my whole sense of art. That being said, it's going to be a fantastic show. I am healthy. I can see out of both eyes. Stephanie is up walking around. Although I should tweet a picture of her in a wheelchair. She was like, whatever you do, do not take a picture of me. I'm like, I would never, as I'm clicking away, take a picture of you in a wheelchair for the end of the year montage book. With this charger that says J-Lard on it. There's no shot I would ever do that. But I did it, and it was wonderful. And we're back.
All right.
So that's been my week. So I'm back, and as I say every week, nothing has changed. We're all still here. Politics is crazy as usual. The same cast of characters are doing the same thing they do right out of Central Casting. So it has been a lovely week. Are people? Is anyone out there?
Some people are out there. They all want to go on vacation with you.
Nobody wants to go on vacation. I know. I push people a little too hard.
They're glad that you survived.
Yeah.
People need to YOLO.
Right. The people are glad that you survived.
I
the
survived.
two of you survived.
I know. If you see some of my Instagram pictures, one, I was doing a side dive into the pool, which I only later realized the wall was like 1.5 inches from my cranium. I mean, had I not turned at the last second, there's no way I'd be here talking about it.
And you actually have a hello from Cleveland, but one from home, a hi from Baltimore, from the 7-0 Baltimore Orioles.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. I used to cover the Baltimore Orioles.
She's a carrier. Nothing happens to her, all on Stephanie. I think you were saying that stuff happened to you.
Are you talking to me?
That's what they're... No, I'm just reading you. They're saying that you're a carrier.
I am.
Okay, greetings from Dallas. All right,
hey
so
guys,
let's actually...
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break.
And then we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with Jessica in a minute.
Okay, that's my line.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Jessica in a minute. No, you guys stick around, because this will be interesting. So you're going to learn as I learn. There's nothing better than when you're learning as like a reporter or an interviewer learns at the same time, because they're actually curious. They're not asking pre-made questions. These are just real. I'm very curious to know what Jessica does and why she does it, and we are going to find out right after this. Come back.